Jamie and Louise with you on BBC Radio Wales, 23 minutes to 11. How about this of a journey of a lifetime? 18,000 miles from Newtown to Cape Town in a Land Rover. Hannah and Neil Evans, you must be mad.
When you hear it like that, do you sort of sit there and think, what are we doing?
When people say that, it does sound a bit crazy, yeah, so...
We're so used to talking about it now, though. It's sort of getting a bit, we're so used to talking about saying, oh yeah, 18,000 miles. It doesn't seem real, but it's a couple of weeks away now, and it's starting to get...
Of all the vehicles on Earth you could have chosen for an 18,000-mile journey, a Land Rover isn't the most comfortable to come to mind.
Not really, no. A Porsche would be nicer, but I don't think it would have made it over some of the terrain. But they're pretty robust Land Rovers, indestructible almost. So and they're quite common in Africa as well. So for any spares or if we break down or anything, it should be okay for that.
How old is she? Is she a she? Is it a
It is a she.
Yeah, definitely a she.
She's got a name.
Oh, what's her name?
Yolandi.
Yolandi.
Yeah, it's a Jamaican twist to it. So, she's 15 years old, so still a spring chicken in Land Rover terms, anyway.
Yeah, that's young in Land Rover
What's that
terms.
in human years?
Oh, 360, I think, something like that. Where did the idea come from? I mean, it's the most wonderful journey, but where did you get the idea?
We've done quite a bit of travelling in the past, Asia, South America, New Zealand, Australia, and we got married last year in May, and we were thinking of what we could do for a honeymoon a couple of weeks away, maybe somewhere nice, but we've sort of got the travelling bug since travelling last time, and we thought, well, where haven't we been? We thought, well, why not try Africa? And it was Neil's bright idea, the Land Rover, so I'm going to blame that on him.
Right, yeah, blame it on me.
Gosh, this is quite a honeymoon then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But when you travel traditionally, either on buses or trains, and you don't really get to see much of the countryside or little villages or little towns, and so we thought Africa's so diverse and so large, it'd be a shame just to rush through the countryside and not meet anyone or see any little details of the country. So. And
have you been to Africa before?
No.
So this is the first time for both of you?
It is, yeah, first trip.
Do you know what you're going to expect? Have you kind of researched each country as
much as we can?
Yeah.
But there's very little literature on what we're actually doing because it's quite rare. But there are
It's maybe because no one's been mad enough to do it before.
Well, yeah, there's a small group of websites of people who have done it, so they've been really invaluable. And that's the main way we've researched, really, looking at other people's blogs of what they've done, for visas and border crossings and where they get fuel, how often they get fuel, stuff like that. So
just talk us through the route. So you start in Newtown, you turn the key, because it's a Land Rover, it'll take you a bit of time to start, obviously.
We'll let it warm up first a bit as well. And so we're getting the Channel Tunnel over to France, and then we're making a beeline straight across Europe for Turkey. And then from Turkey we're going down into Syria and Jordan. A lot of wonderful sights there to see. Into Egypt. We're going to follow the Nile all the way down through Sudan and into Ethiopia. From there we're going into Kenya and Tanzania, across the Great Plains and all the national parks they've got there. And then into Malawi. And then we're going to head west then across to the Skeleton Coast through Botswana, Namibia, and then finally into South Africa.
Sounds just amazing. I suppose, it's 18,000 miles. There are going to be lots of times when you're just driving, and I expect you won't be able to see anything else. It will just be you two and
I think
Yolandi.
so. I think there's a lot of desolate sections to the journey, just landscape that you'll just get used to. So, but we've got some comfy seats in the Land Rover, so...
We've got lots of iTunes.
Yeah, got a lot of songs on the iPod, so that'll keep us busy.
And the thing is, if you break down, there's no question of phoning the AA or the RAC. You're going to be in the middle of nowhere. Are you sort of a dab hand with the old spanners? And...
Neil's pretty handy. I'm pretty useless. I can change a tyre. That's about it. Neil's pretty handy, aren't you, with mechanics and things, which is lucky. We're just keeping our fingers crossed, really.
Yeah, we've done all the preparation we can to the Land Rover to try and get it as sturdy and robust as we can before going. So, but you can't account for random mechanical failure or anything like that. So
if you do need spares, how are you going to get them? Will they have to be shipped to you, or?
At one point, the Land Rover was the most common vehicle in Africa.
Right.
So I'm told and I've read that there's plenty of old battered ones there waiting to be taken apart for spares. So hopefully we'll find plenty over there. But we'll wait and see on that one.
And what's been the reaction of friends and family in Newtown?
Mum's obviously quite worried, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
a bit apprehensive about it all.
They were a bit apprehensive last time we went, and it was a bit more of the beaten track. You know, more people have done the trips that we've done before, but you know, as long as we use our common sense and we're not stupid and we take advice from people, and
yeah, our friends are sort of split. Half of them think it's a brilliant idea and would like to do it, and half of them think we're just crazy and stupid.
they don't think we're going to be coming back alive.
Is safety something that you worry about, or is it something that you've had to sort of think about quite seriously, I would assume?
It's a serious issue,
Yeah.
obviously. So when we were planning the route, that was one of the major considerations we had to take into account. So, you know, we had a balance as to what we wanted to see with where was safe to travel as well. So with plenty of research done, looking at the Foreign Office and other people's websites, you meet a lot of people along the way and get a lot of good advice from fellow travellers. So hopefully we'll stay out of trouble.
And it's all in a good cause.
It is, yeah. We're doing it for UNICEF, in aid of UNICEF, the trip is. Our target is £1,000 we're trying to raise, but of course if we can make more than that, it would be fantastic. You can donate on our website. It's www.towntotown.net, and there's a little link on our website where anybody can donate money to help towards the trip, UNICEF.
And the roads are going to be in a pretty short supply in certain parts of Africa. I mean, it's not going to be a road journey. It's going to be a sort of, a dirt journey.
It will be, yeah. We won't be cruising at 70 miles an hour for the entire journey, but we're sort of used to rough tracks up in mid Wales, so you know it's not all plain sailing tarmac roads up there. So
Are you going to share the driving?
We are, yeah. We're 50-50.
yeah, we'll see about that one.
And who's going to do the navigating?
Well,
The one who isn't driving?
yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing that we found a bit strange is the only time we ever argue is when we're in the car. So,
and when there's a map involved, so
so it's going to be a long trip.
it'll be a 6-month argument, I think.
It's quite a test for a relationship, isn't it?
It is,
I mean, the
yeah.
honeymoon is one thing. I mean, it's often the longest period of time that many couples ever spend together
It
until
will
they
be, yeah.
retire. But I mean, you're going to be together in very close confines for months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 months in a Land Rover and a tent. So
Yeah, when
It's
you say it
gonna
like
be a
that, it does
test.
sound a bit like daunting.
He's not bothered about the roads or the safety or the only thing he's worried about is, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 6
Close
months
confines, with the
Oh,
missus.
yeah.
Hey, so what happens when you get to the destination, when you get to Cape Town? Do you have a break or what?
We'll be very, very relieved once we get there, I think. But money depending, I think we'll fly back, and then we plan to ship the Land Rover back.
Oh,
you
she's
gonna bring
coming
it back?
back.
Yeah, I
she's
think
coming home.
I think we'll get quite attached. Well, I'm quite attached to it already, to be honest. So I think living in it for 6 months, we'll just strengthen that bond.
Yeah.
So
Also-
I couldn't leave it down there.
So depending on when we get there, the Lions Tour is obviously in South Africa as well in the summer. So we're maybe hoping to catch some of that if we're there in time, but we don't want to rush too much through. But
Yeah.
if we can catch some rugby, it'd be great.
And you brought Yolanda to the BBC this morning.
We have.
She's
Yes.
parked outside.
Yeah, she made it down.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a start.
That's a good start, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we might go and have a look at it, if that's all right.
Yeah,
Do you mind if we
okay.
come and have a
Sounds
little
good.
look?
That'd be lovely, yeah.
We've got to tweak some coat hangers to get a signal outside, but I think we'll go and why don't we'll play you a couple of tracks. Here's Katie
Thanks.
Tunstall, and this is If Only, and you have a listen to this, and we'll just go and plug up outside and have a look at this Land Rover.
Good.